quick disclaimer, this video includes tools that should only be used by adults or with adult supervision, and electrics that can be easily damaged or could shock you if messed around with too much. So please just be careful. Hello people, Touchdown Six Pack with another video after, well, quite some time. Today we have my own steam along Thomas, which is going to be fixed because of most likely a cracked gear, which I have to assume is the one that's in here on the driving wheels. I'll also be looking into it just to see if there's any other issues. So yeah, so what you need to do first off is you'll want to, so what you want to do is triangle heads. Now these can be annoying because a lot of screwdrivers don't fit into them, but luckily these ones are quite far up, so it's easy enough to get into them. It can be quite tight though, so that's why I'm holding on to it with two hands. 'Cause yeah, 100% worth it getting one of these longer, slimmer ones. I got one with a bone repair kit once. That one works absolutely amazing. 100% would recommend it. I don't know which brand, it was just from Aldi, because British. But yeah, so I've also got my star-headed one. You're gonna knock that on, please. So yeah, I just want to unscrew the star-headed one. Yeah, if you don't want to bend back so far. Right, okay. Star-headed one has been unscrewed. Spatter out. I don't remember if there's a screw. Perfect. Here is possibly the last screw. It's underneath the bottom battery terminal for the people that also are repairing their steam along Thomases whilst watching this. So here is the internals, but we don't really want any of this. So what we'll need to do is, the whole reason that we came in here was for these screws here, which we need to remove, because if I'm not mistaken, these should hold down the motor, possibly? I'm not really sure if they do or don't. Right, okay, I think that single one held down the motor. But so now that we've got the motor out, I can bring this out, which so I'm going to bring this down just to show you, see if the gear is actually cracked. Hold on, I'm going to bring this off screen just for a second. Okay, right, so this motor is in fact not, well, this wheel has not got a cracked gear on it, which means it has to be internal in here, which is definitely more annoying. Okay, so yeah, these wheels don't really need to stay in the now, but it's important that you keep the little bits that they come off with them, so that at least you know where they went once you put it back together. Yes, you can't lift up this motor very much, but of course you can tip it over to the side. We're also going to have to wipe away some of this, because as you can see there's a screw hidden under there. Would not have noticed that without moving it. Okay, so what you want to do is take this one off, actually, recenter the camera. There's no tell Thomas over there, if you're wondering what it is. But yeah, so what you're going to want to do is open this up. I know my hand gets in the way quite a lot, but it's just because it's really awkward trying to get the screw unscrewed whilst trying to get a good shot. But yeah, so this is all the parts in here. So I'm just going to double check these. Right, so this one looks to be completely fine. And this is the annoying part, is actually trying to get the gears back in. Especially with gloves, because a decent chunk of the time you don't get a good grip on what you're holding. Yeah, I would 100% recommend wearing gloves either way. This gear is also fine. Means it's possibly on the actual motor, which would be really annoying, but I'll check the one with the worm first. Possibly. What's this? Oh. Right, I think it might be this gear that's cracked. Just looking from the fact that it's, yup. This gear is the cracked one. This one right here. You can see the crack all the way down. So what you want to do is just move this gear. You want to find one that actually fits. So I'll be back in a minute because I'm going to go take apart one of my spare engines to get a wheel. Not a wheel, gear. Close enough. Right, so I am back with another gear. And what I'll need to do is just slot it in. By the way, as long as it has this kind of gearbox on it, all kinds of Tomy engines should work. Like, I've just taken this from my regular Thomas, which just goes to show how universal they are. So if this would be as kind as to should go in the hole, especially considering the fact it's the correct kind of gear. There we go. So once it goes in the hole, you want to find the spring and make sure you don't be like me and lose it, because it's an absolutely tiny spring, which makes it incredibly hard to find. Which is exactly why I shouldn't have lost it. Hold on. I'll be back. Right, it was on camera. So yeah, this is why you don't lose springs. It's because you can have a panic like me. So what you'll do is slot the spring back onto it. You can now put the cover back on. Make sure it's moderately flush. It don't have to be completely flush because the actual motor isn't flush. And then what you'll want to do is you want to get your screws. You want to get your screwdriver because you got to drive the screws in. Right, okay, so I have screwed most of it in. It took a while to get this triangle in it. It's a bit loose, so I can tighten that back up a wee bit. But basically what you have to do is just follow the exact same steps you took to uninstall it, but just do that in reverse because you're reinstalling it. Right, okay, so now you've got that. You don't actually need the plating. That's just to add more weight to the back, which I've not really had an issue with since I ever ran it in the first place, because I took the plate off once, and ever since I put it back on, well after, gear broke, and then, yeah, I thought I had a chance to mess around with it again. But I will at some point experiment with 3D printing gears, because I'm going to be making my own gearbox at some point for engines, just so that it's a lot smaller. Because I don't know if you've actually seen my post, but you should definitely like look at them, because I post some stuff in there, but not a lot. Yeah, so what you want to do is screw that into place. Make sure it works, obviously, before you screw it into place, but I just don't do that ever. And I forgot to put the wheels in. Oh my god. Okay. Right, so now that I've screwed the motor back together, I'm currently putting the actual part back on, like the batteries. But of course, being the genius I am, I accidentally put the wheels up, didn't put the wheels on. Okay, this screw's doing my head in. Hold on. I accidentally forgot to put the wheels on before putting it on. So I've just had to remedy that. Basically, you want to tip that upside down, and maybe just like put the wheels on the right way is a pretty good idea, I'd say. So this is what happens when you have not been filming for a while. You get incredibly nervous with the fear that you might make a single mistake and boom, over. Like what I have just done, I've just managed to drop the screw. Right. Shit, these old ones are so fiddly. So that's that in. Everything's alright to have a wee bit of a wiggle, because obviously I need to screw the motor back in fully. I've only screwed the casing together. Of course, gotta do this. Screw this. Oh, yep. I've got a camera, don't I? I'm not used to filming, so obviously, as you can tell, I'm doing a bit of a shocking job at actually filming. So yeah, this is probably pretty boring to watch, but I think I've already noted this in the video, maybe not, but this is a tutorial, so I don't mind explaining things and talking on for loads of time, because it also just means that people can watch a longer video at a lot slower of a pace than some people make them. To be fair, this is moderately fast paced, but at this part you should know what you're doing. Plus, you could in theory just put the video down to slower speed. Yes, that's that, hopefully. Actually pretty strong. The tires have started to thingy as well, so I might take those off real quick off camera, because it's really easy to do. So I'll just replace these quickly and I'll be back. Right, so I've taken them off. I also took my gloves off because I'm not going to get any more dirty, I hope. But yeah, so that's the new traction tyres on. Pretty fast and all. And now, if I'm not mistaken, all the screws are in, so that should be us able to put this back on. Right, okay, so I filled them up with water. Absolutely nothing. I got him running, runs perfectly with his two coaches. Just imagine that was on screen. The tripod is like half in the way. Yeah, so this water here is literally just from trying to fill them up. I didn't even use that much water and it's just not working. If anything, I might run him in for a while, and if he works, if it takes long enough, I'll add another part to this video, or I'll just make a brand new video of him just running. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you enjoyed that, and well, I'll see you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to all your friends, because you're pretty cool if you do that.